Throughout history, some of the most essential jobs were also the most unusual, jobs that required long hours, immense courage, and sometimes questionable judgment. Consider this. There was once a profession where a person rose at 2 o'clock in the morning, armed with nothing more than a long wooden pole, simply to tap on the windows of strangers. These are the forgotten careers that vanished with time, yet shaped the world we inherited. The knocker-up. Before the invention of the alarm clock, industrial workers needed a reliable way to wake before dawn. And so emerged the knocker-up, a human alarm system. Walking through dark, empty streets, the knocker-up would approach each home on their list. Using a long stick, a short baton, or even a hollow blowpipe designed to launch tiny pebbles, they tapped lightly on windows until the occupant stirred awake. Their hours were brutal. Their pay was modest, and the greatest mystery remains. Who woke the knocker-up? History offers no definitive answer. The Leech Collector. In the days when medical science relied on superstition, leeches were believed to cure countless illnesses. This created a demand for one of the most grueling jobs in history, the Leech Collector. Collectors waded into cold, stagnant marshes, allowing thousands of hungry leeches to latch onto their bare legs. The creatures fed relentlessly, swelling with blood. Many collectors suffered infections. Others grew weak from blood loss. Yet the trade persisted for centuries, all in service of an industry now known to have done more harm than good. The Gong Farmer. In medieval England, castles and large estates needed someone to deal with waste from their deep vertical latrines, structures politely known as garderobes. The person responsible was the Gong Farmer. But by law, Gong Farmers worked at night, descending into pits filled with human waste, armed only with buckets, shovels, and a tolerance for conditions few today could imagine. The work was dangerous. Toxic fumes were common. The smell was said to cling to the skin for days. Yet without them, medieval cities would have been overwhelmed by disease. The ice cutter. Before refrigeration, ice was a precious commodity, harvested in winter and stored for use throughout the year. This task fell to the ice cutter, a profession that required strength, precision, and courage. Working on frozen lakes, teams sawed enormous blocks of ice by hand. The blocks were hauled from the water using ropes and pulleys, then transported to insulated ice houses, packed with straw. The labor was intense, and the risks severe. Falls through thin ice were common, and many workers never resurfaced. Yet this dangerous industry laid the foundation for modern food preservation. The rat catcher. As cities expanded, so did a far less welcome population. Rats. Enter the rat catcher. Figure both feared and admired. Armed with dogs, traps, poisons, smoke, and sometimes only their bare hands, rat catchers ventured into sewers, basements, and plague-ridden districts. Some became local celebrities, boasting the ability to rid entire neighborhoods of infestations. Others were seen as necessary guardians against disease. Their work was unglamorous, but it helped safeguard city life in an era before modern sanitation. Resurrectionists. In the 18th and early 19th centuries, medical schools faced a grim shortage of cadavers for anatomical study. This led to the rise of resurrectionists, grave robbers who supplied bodies for a price. Working under cover of darkness, they dug into fresh graves, removed the deceased, and delivered the bodies to surgeons, desperate for teaching material. It was illegal, it was dangerous, and for many, it was incredibly profitable. Their efforts, though deeply unsettling, played an unintended role in advancing early medical science. These forgotten professions remind us that history is built not only by kings, leaders, and inventors, but also by everyday men and women doing the difficult, the dangerous, and the downright unpleasant. As technology evolved, these jobs disappeared, replaced by machines or rendered unnecessary by scientific progress. But each one tells a story of human resilience, resourcefulness, and survival, a reminder of how far we have come and how different life once was.